Hello, this is another edits video, and this one's going to be from a guy called the Sea Guy. I think that's how you say it. It's called Mountains and Islands, and we'll first play his level. This was actually a really good level. I liked it. Had that traditional feeling, which I like. Definitely my cup of tea. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay. Right. There wasn't anything I didn't like in this level. It was all good. Made a few changes for just more preference, really. Let's quickly go through it so you know what. Let's quickly do it that way. It's not a long level neither, it's pretty short. And it's not that difficult really. I mean, I've changed this bit quite a bit. It's mainly that section and then the towards the end really. The bulk of my stuff. Let's try and get over it. One thing I'm not very good at is playing and talking at the same time. So you can go in here. There's like a little underground section. It's basically just that. I mean, it's not really like a secret in a sense. It's just you basically come out. You go. Oh, don't get killed there. All right, then you come out that one. That's the pipe you come out of. So I'm not really sure what the reason for that is. Oh. All right, well, just there you go. That's the core level. There's anything else? I mean, there's also a P switch up here. There's a 1-up, and I wasn't keen on this P switch. I didn't really understand why it was there for. I mean, at first I thought I was missing something, and I thought there's like a P switch down here that you press to go up to it. But it seems to be like if you get onto the this platform up here, it's almost like a way down in a way, but I don't see why you couldn't just drop down, to be honest. You don't really... It's not like it's a hugely difficult section. So yeah, I mean... So that's his level. Like I say, it's a good level. And very traditional, which is what I like. So let's quickly go on to what I've changed. I mean, I'm trying not to. I sometimes get carried away and he's doing these. You know, I can be in the edit and once I start, I don't stop, and it almost becomes like my own level in a sense. I'm trying to not do that because that's not really the point of this. Right. I'll try to keep like the same core design. Right. Let's begin. Okay, I changed this. Before he had like where was it? And he had that. So that's what he had before. Wasn't keen on it. I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's again preference. I didn't like the look of it. It was also quite high. I mean, if you're going to keep that, I would. Let's get rid of mine. It was like. Was it that high? Let's have a look. Yeah, it was. I don't know why, but it was doable. Yeah, you could get it, but it was just a bit high for me. I would at least bring that down a little notch. But like I said, I prefer the more traditional, look that you can do. Just a few blocks. I always make the first mushroom like pretty obvious because, in my opinion, you shouldn't have to work for the first mushroom. It should be quite easy to get. Right, I've changed the before this was a vine that went up, which was alright, only it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, it just went to the top, and I just don't see the need for it. In my opinion, the platforming's better. it's a better way of doing it. It takes a little longer, and yeah, it's more of a challenge really. I don't know. I just didn't see the need for the vine really. If it was like if it wasn't as high like these platforms here, and you had like a little secret up here somewhere, then maybe. But there wasn't nothing there, and there's not much space up the top to add a secret in. So what I did, I got rid of the vine, and I added a 1-up. And I don't think I did anything then. What I did, I've made a little gap down here. So you'll see what I mean. Let's say you do this, and then it's like a little race to get it before it goes down the hill. Not much, not nothing major, but I thought it was more interesting. And all this was fine. I have changed the coins. It's not because I don't agree with the coins the way they were before. It's more just the fact that I deleted all the coins. I did on the last one as well. And I also prefer when doing coins. I don't like coins that are like straight line. No, well. Yeah, something like that. I don't like coins that are like straight lines and like stuff like that. In my opinion, a coin should really be like just a jumping curve sort of thing. So went down the Alp. So you can like to me that's better. But again, it's preference. You could probably out the other way and be fine. I didn't change this. I thought that was pretty cool. Simple thing here. Always do it. Is background platform. Without that, it's just something hanging in midair, and it doesn't look great in my opinion. Add in this, and it just makes it look more like a proper structure. So I added that in there. Doesn't do anything to the gameplay or anything. Also, I almost forgot. I've also been doing these, and I've also done it down here. So anywhere where there's like flat ground, I've added like these plants and it's a little pattern. It's the same pattern over and over. It just adds to the aesthetics of the level. And it is worth doing. It does make a difference. So what might point that out before I forget. Like up here again, look, I've got the like the flowers, and then you've got the grass. It's a little thing. I've changed the there was a Goomba here. I've changed it to a Koopa because I've gotten rid of all the Goombas, and the only enemies in it now are the Koopas and the plants, the jumping plants. And there's a reason. The reason for it is, in my opinion, if you have the less stuff, like variety in enemies, is actually better than having too much. Especially if there's not many more of a specific enemy. Like with the Goombas, there wasn't really many Goombas. You had a couple at the end, and I think there was one in the middle section. Then you had one here, and it just seemed a bit strange when you got plenty of all these Koopas around. I thought, why not keep to that theme, And so that's what I did. So other than that, it's pretty much the same enemy, Drops down, jump over. Almost went down a bloody hole then. Right. I think I've changed some of it. It's just the 1 minute. Just check this is okay. Before here, there was in the original version there was like a. Let's just quickly draw it. It was sort of. It was kind of like that with a platform, and I got rid of it because you used this sort of shape later in the level, and so I thought, why not keep to the same sort of shape and. Again, it's all about keeping to a theme. I do this in all my levels, so even though it's not my level, I know that it kind of becomes your level when you edit it. So what I've done, I've kept that theme and put some coins in there, obviously, and then I've kept it quite easy. They're not going fast. They're pretty slow. It's because it's the first time you introduce them. I want to make it easy for the players to get across. And here we go again. So. Right, I've actually changed a bit in this. This bit section's pretty changed. This was where there was a star, and there was 2 Yoshis that dropped down, which was a bit confusing. I didn't understand why there was 2 Yoshis, and the star was a bit. I didn't like the way it was just there. So I've gotten rid of a star, and I've kept the Yoshi, but I've made it a secret area. So he's up there, and what's good about this is when you get to about here, you hear him hatch. So you know he's there, but you don't know where he is, and so it gives, it's almost like an indication that there's a secret around. Another thing I've done in here, which this doesn't affect gameplay at all, but I thought was cool, is I've hit these vines. If you see, it's just decoration, but I've also put them like down here, underneath the plant, so the tip of it is showing above the ground. And in my opinion, when they jump, it looks like they're detaching from the vines, which I just thought was cool. I'll show you. Like they jump up and then there's like the bottom of the. Do you know what I mean? It looks like they come off the vines, like that's part of the piranha plant. But yeah. Right. A little bit down here, I didn't really change this much. I mean, I shortened the bridge and just made a bit of decoration. Again, these vines are really good for decoration. Just adds a bit of, I don't know, adds something to the level in my opinion. So yep. Yeah. So that's with that being the secret. That's the way to get up there is obviously to jump on here and then just get up there, and then you got Yoshi. So this next bit is pretty similar to what you had it with. All I've done is I've basically made, it's because I've changed the P-switch section. Now before, this bit here was like a much smaller one, and it was much lower down. I think the reason for that was so it was harder to get up here. But obviously this is no longer, so it's no longer a problem. And so what I've done, well, you can pretty much see it's pretty simple. I've added an extra section up here, just a bit more platform, because again it is a pretty short level, and so I'm just sort of like fluffing it up a bit, making it so it takes a little longer. It's a bit more and it's obviously more challenging the last platform section, because last time they was all moving slowly, now they're more faster. So it's a bit more challenging. The plant, I was going to get rid of this plant, but I thought no, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, he comes up, it's almost like an obstacle, and it's also made easier with Yoshi because you can eat him. I did think about adding like a sub-world section here, but no, I went against it because it was a bit tricky to get on there. I thought, you don't want to have it where players are trying to get on there and end up dying anyway. Not that it'd make much of a difference, considering they wouldn't know that there's no secret in there, but anyway, I didn't do it. So, this is the bit I didn't like. I didn't like the P-switch section, didn't think it was needed. So what I've done, again, I've done the coins, and I've also had the vines as like decoration. Just add a bit to it. But the P-switch is important, because down here, you'll notice I've raised the ground. I wasn't keen on it being so deep, so I've raised it up, and I've added 2 blocks here in front of the pipe, which there's 2 ways of getting into it. One way is to use the P-switch. Don't really need a show, but I will. There you go. In you go. And then the second way is to use this guy here. You can just get a shower, and then so there's 2 ways of doing it. But obviously the P-switch is better. I did think about changing the Koopa to a Goomba, so you couldn't do it. But like I say, there's no other Goombas on the level. I got rid of them all. So again, that's just preference. Again, note all the extra decoration with the ground, what they call background images, like the plants and that. Does add to it. I think it does anyway. Right. I'm kind of forgot what I've changed actually. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if I might have added this in. I honestly can't remember if it was in there before, but if I did, I've added it in. So I thought, you know, again, keeping with the theme of the platforms, I like it. It's pretty cool. Added a Cooper in there for a bit of an obstacle. I'll go into the subworld in a minute, but that's where you come out. And what I've done is, to avoid people going in backwards to the subworld, I've done that. So you can't actually go down there unless you go through the right way. It's a nice little trick. And the way you do it, you just use, like, again, use the background. And then, yeah. Just check it down there. You can't get down. The downside of these platforms is you can't actually put, like, the detail here on top of it. But, you know, it's just one of those things you can't do. There's no way around that. Here I've changed it. I mean, before there was a spring here. Again, didn't see the point in the spring. Kind of, I mean, there was no other springs in the level, so it just sort of just looked out of place, really, in my opinion. And I was going to keep the Coopers, but then I thought, but then I decided, you know, again, since I've got this theme going with these platforms, I thought, why not make like a little challenging platform section? You know, if someone wants to get the one up, which, you know, I think it's pretty good. It's not dangerous. You can't really die from it. But what I've done is, if you do fall down, you can't actually. I think you can't. No, I might have actually messed this up. I always forget about. Well, I don't know if you can get momentum to jump up there, but it's pretty difficult anyway. So really, from down there, I know you can actually jump. If you get right jump, you can get a one up, but it's much harder. So I think that's the bulk of that. So now let's go into the subworld. Right. So I've changed before. It's almost like just another path. So it was a bit. It kind of come across as not needed. At first, I was going to get rid of it because I thought, you know, it doesn't really serve much. You don't actually gain much ground. But then I thought, why not turn it into like a little bonus area? So the idea is, do that, and you got plenty of coins to get. I've extended the bridge below so that it's much harder to fall down, because obviously you don't want to kill someone in the bonus area. So yeah, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, and let's go back in. I've also had, like, again, little mushrooms. You know, you can just little details, like you can have these things here. I went with the mushrooms; they're more colourful. I thought it suited the bonus room more. And yeah, that's it. I think anyway, that's what I've done to it. I mean, like I said, it was a good level, the original version.